Joining us when you consider the standing room only. Keontae George, number 3 overall, quite familiar. Flagler, difficult shot. This recruit in the history of Baylor basketball. Strother made 5 of those Sunday nights. That was important because it came right after a loss to Virginia. Keontae George. Iowa State to Gonzaga, been a scorer everywhere he's gone. Spokane native.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. If he can become the focal point and the best, it's hard to imagine that both of these teams are ranked so high.
But Cryer has George up ahead. Back to Loner, in for 2. Inside of 10. Good crossover. Boy, he is fantastic at that move there. Rebound. Has Cryer to the side. Good bounce pass to L.J. Cryer. His first 2. Talk to Thamba about guard and Timmy. All the way in. That was a 3-pointer from Julian Strother. Has it again. And misses that around Timmy. I said, what's the biggest difference in this team in the last couple? Great look inside at K, dominating this game so far. Julian Strother pushing it back. Smith, one of their many guards that rotate in. He is in as well. Strother, second free throw.
I like his addition to this team coming from BYU. Averaged about 7 points.
Contribution for any team, but 16, that was what he had in the last game, the lowest he has had all season. Spin move, tough shot off the glass. Tried to get his own board. It has been all Bears. Good look inside to Greg. Little pull up there. Get it inside. Love has brought her up front. Behind the back to Love. But sometimes it gets your attention. And Malachi Smith brings it back. Had it swatted away.
Strong on the perimeter.
Bonner's spin move up to Bridges. He's missed his last 10 3
in 15 years.
It was just 3 nights ago. Greg pulls up from 3. Players would get compensated the same. They like that.
And Paul, the announcers do not get NIL. Watson getting to the rim. Listen to this number. So far for Baylor, 7.
The entire game. Malachi Smith, great hands. See if he can finish. Yes, he can. Nothing run early in this game. Well, right now it's Gonzaga on a 10-0 run. The leading scorer, averaging 20 points per game, a career best. Great block there.
And he tested the NBA waters. Listen to this. And for Anton Watson to play in the same front court with he and Julian.
They push it up to Keontae George. Has Caleb Loner. Pulls up from 3.
So Keontae George is a special player, and I had a chance to watch him at the top 100.
He can try and take that alpha mentality with the scoring. Good look inside from Timmy to Greg. George almost had it taken away by Smith. Deep 3. Wow. Clock down to 5. Malachi Smith. Off balance 3. Back to Flagler. And ahead to Bridges, left open against Timmy.
High school, he had an abscess on his hip, was forced to have surgery, was not able to.
Side of 10. Bolton inside to Greg. Pump fake. Up. No good way. Bolton. Chased by Cryer. Over to Hickman. Ball through his team in that big loss Tuesday night at Marquette, and they're winning that game so far. 4:46 without
big man in all of college basketball. And I don't think anybody could argue that.
Love. Left wide open there, elbow extended and finds it. Yet to score a bucket, kicks it up top to Hickman. Good look down there to Bolton. Feeder inside to Timmy so far this season. Couldn't get it in there, left wide open. Now look. Back out to Langston Love, difficult 3. Yeah. Strother hit one of those early. Missed his last couple. Watson cleans it.
Yeah, mismatch on the ball.
Langston Love against Drew Timmy. Zags trying to work their way back. They have been tough on Timmy. Good look inside to Watson.
And they've really brought a great effort on the defensive end.
As Scott Drew yesterday.
And you give up 96 points and show very little fight, no toughness at all. Jeremy Sohan, I mean, they've got a real culture of defense.
Bridges missed. George having a first half with 14 points, easily a game high. Malachi Smith hands
with 4 really quick Baylor perimeter guys.
Boy, that is a tough pull-up 3
for teams like Portland State, North Florida, to do it against great competition.
Timmy looking for that first bucket. Out to Smith. He's made 4 of his last 5 shots. And that was his 10th point. Joins Keontae George as the only players in double figures. He now
banners. He could go to any college team and start. And so
for the first time, here comes Nolan Hickman. Does not have numbers. And taking it himself. Has 1 to shoot. Got to let it go. It's been a theme from the start of the game. You just mentioned it. Baylor had 16, and the 26P would do every chance he could. Shot clock to 10. They won it. Looking inside to Timmy. Strother, 3. Short. He likes that shot there. Trying to get it up and in. And
like Tim Duncan. He doesn't rely on speed.
Led by the 14-0 start. They got off in the paint. L.J. Cryer left wide open.
Great athleticism, but in that game, Texas beat Gonzaga by 9th brother.
Tried to get it up ahead to Timmy. Nice job by George. Watson up to Timmy. They earned that possession. Back to Watson. Added on by Timmy. Hickman to Watson. And it's only a 1-point lead. Clock at 10. Left wide open, the leading scorer in the first half. And Caleb. Back Flagler, tough shooting night so far. Up and in. And 9 points. Great hustle right here. Rips it away from Lohner. Up and in. Now to Hickman. This will be 3. Air ball. Another offensive board. Strother. After 23 points in the win Sunday night, but he does have 7 rebounds. Up and in. Rebound to Cryer. Well, they take that shot every single time, too. Side to Strother. Little pull-up floater. It's the rebound back. That's his 8th board of the night in that game that they lost just 3 nights ago. Great crossover from Love. And he draws the...
He's like the friendliest box-out guy I've ever seen. Nice because he can handle the ball, but he can also switch on to bigger players.
Hickman look there. Strother, 6 seconds to shoot. Deep 3. Only 2 free throws at halftime, and now he has only 3 points. He's made 3 out of 3 pointers since halftime, and they turn it over. Brazier Bolton has Smith, and
Two sophomores and very new.
Good vision there to find Bolton in the corner.
Get Greg a shot.
They give Malachi Smith an open 3, and numbers now 5 on 4. Watson takes advantage. And Greg comes in the first. Baylor controlled the majority of the first half. Hickman all the way in, had it affected. Shot clock now down to 7. Bridges made 1 earlier.
Play up here, Paul.
Baylor scoreless the last 4 minutes plus. Are
going to be the sorest dudes on the court when they get done. They've been banging so hard. Points per game, and they're hovering at 48.
Hunter Salas, floater, has been shooting the ball very well this season until this evening.
That's going to get better and better, and once they get into West Coast Conference play for Timmy.
You mentioned how he's talking to the opposing players in the lane. He's smiling right now talking to Jalen.
This year are 3s, and they shoot. They've done a much better job going to the bucket.
Timmy smiling.
The body control.
With the left hand, and now it's 2 in a row. Keontae George against Strother. What a move. Oh, my goodness. Now he finds it. Spinning with the right hand, and there it is. Again, averaging 14 points. As he had the last 4 points. He takes a seat, a little over 5 minutes. Hickman with 10 seconds to shoot. Step back. Caleb, not the shot they want. New 20 seconds. Watson.
Sit and preserve that last foul.
Now ready for what they hope is coming in March and April. High expectations for the Zags.
That really gives them a massive advantage.
Nolan Hickman to Timmy. Back in the game with those defense. Another rebound, Watson. Malachi Smith up ahead. Trying to open in the corner. 18 points leading score. That's Flagler. Back to coming in. 2 for 2 tonight. Jalen Bridges not in the second half, either holding off Gonzaga to shoot. Brazier Bolton off the top of the backboard. And
có tín hiệu bắt đầu trận đấu từ trọng tài. Rất kỹ thuật, một cú tấn bóng đúng thời điểm.